Hi, I'm Karen from Simply Homeschool. In this video, I'm going to take you on a guided tour of how to set up premium membership for your students. Let's get started. The first step for setting up premium membership is to add core programs to your family learning plan. You can see instructions for this on our first video or in the core program, Welcome to Simply Homeschool, a step-by-step guide to getting started with Simply Homeschool. Once you've set up your family learning plan, you can then go to your student profile. I already have 2 students set up. If I have Premium Single, I can only set up 1 student. If I have Premium Family, I can set up multiple students. Let's add a student now. I put in the student's first name, last name, birth date. I choose the state. This is important because it will link the syllabus links for the correct state. And then I create a student username and password. I can choose a student schedule color. This will allow me to differentiate between my different students in our schedule. I can select when I'd like email notifications, when any activity is completed, when a lesson is completed, when they add comments, or just a weekly summary. If I have a student who is older and working independently, I may want to receive emails for when comments are added, as well as when a lesson is completed or an activity is completed. If I have a younger student that I'm working with, I may not need these email notifications. I can upload a photo for my student's profile and then save details. My student may use these details to log into the student portal to work on lessons that are assigned for them. So Jade Grace will need her password so that she can log into the student portal. Let's save those details. I can go to the students and I can select the programs that I'd like each child to do. These core programs need to already be in my family learning plan. This is why it's important that you set up your family learning plan first. I'm going to select just core programs for Jade, but I can select core programs that I'd like to allocate for all my students to do together. I can select any core programs or just good books that are already in my family learning plan. I'd like Jade to do creative spelling. I'd like her to start at lesson 1, so if you have already started this core program, you can choose a different lesson for her to start, but she'll be starting at the beginning. I want her to do this program each week, and I want her to do it on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays. And so I'll tick those boxes for when it will show up for her to practice. I choose the date that I want her to start. So if I don't want her to begin until next term, then I will choose a date at the beginning of next term for this to start, because I don't want it to start today. I'm getting set up ready for next term. I have the option to choose a time of day I'd like for her to do this core program. This depends on how my child works. Some children work better with a timetable. I might want her to do this first every morning. Other children work better if they can choose the time of day and the order that they do their cores. The times are important, particularly if you've selected to do an online class, because you can select the online class time. Make sure you account for the classes being recorded in New South Wales if you live in a different state. I can add this to her calendar. Now I can go to the student schedule. At the moment, all my students are selected at the top. If I want to just see Jade's lessons, I can deselect Jess and Harry and only see Jade's. I can add another core program from here, and I might decide that this core program I want to do with all my children. If I select Australian Backyard Explorer, I can then select Jade, Harry, and Jess. I can decide that we only want to do this program on Fridays. We will do one lesson per day, and we're going to start in October. I'm going to leave this one at any time because we'll do this together at a suitable time on Fridays. If I wanted to do more than one lesson per day, because it might be the only core that we're doing on that day, I can say that we'll do 2 lessons per day and add this to our calendar. You can see both those lessons show up on the Friday for Jade. If I select Harry, you can see that they're also showing up for him. Students are able to log into Simply Homeschool using their login details and their password. This is what their student schedule looks like. They can see the core programs that they need to do and their timetable. They can scroll to see what they might do tomorrow or what they've done on previous days. They also have access to Britannica School for any research that they need to complete. It's important that when they complete their lessons, that they are ticked off and that comments and photos are added through the student portal. This is very important for reports because general information that's added through the parent portal will not pull into reports for individual students. This information must be added for each individual student through the student portal. To complete a report for a student, click Reports for the individual student. You can then click the learning stages to select which learning stages you'd like to create this report for. In New South Wales, this is based on stages. You can select the individual subjects and stages for your student and save changes. If you've selected all subjects, it will automatically default to that stage or year grade for this student. You can then select Core Program Reports, Create Report. The only core program that Harry has completed lessons is Australian Backyard Explorer. I therefore select that core program and then create report. If I have included comments for Harry in each activity or in any activity and photos, these will show here. You can select the ones you want and export the report. At this point, there will be no information because Harry has not yet completed information, added comments, and added images. It's important to remember that comments and images need to be added for individual students for this to be available for their reports. If you have already created a report in the past, you can create a new report by clicking on the child's name and the line with the core required and create a new report. This will always draw in the most recent comments and photos. You can always contact Simply Homeschool via phone or email for help with anything or to answer your questions. Our community group on Facebook is also a fantastic resource to find answers for your questions and to see how Simply Homeschool works in practice.